Hello and welcome to Alvernia University's virtual campus tour. My name is Tessa and I will be your tour guide for today. I am a fifth-year occupational therapy student with a minor in psychology, and I'm originally from the Reading area. So to get started, we're gonna watch this video of a flyover of campus, but I will be taking you through all the different buildings on campus and explaining the offices and resources and different activities for students to do. Alrighty. So the first building on a tour today is called Francis Hall. This is actually our oldest building on campus. It was built in the early 1900s by the sisters that live on campus. It was originally started as an orphanage and then turned into a high school, then a women's college, then a co-ed college. We became a university in 2008, so a little history fun facts. But today on campus, this building is an academic building. So if you were to come to Alvernia, you would have a lot of your classes in this building. On the first floor is also the Reading Police Academy. So if you're a criminal justice major, you can go right into the academy your senior year. And also people from the community join that, and it's also just extra security on campus as well. Also on the first floor in this building is Francis Hall Theater. So that's where our plays are throughout the semester. We also have different comedians, musicians, magicians, different speakers that come all throughout the week for students to go to on campus. And then we also have the Miller Art Gallery. So that's just where they display art from around the area. They bring in a different artist every few weeks. Just a nice place to go, walk around, look at some art in between classes. They also have student art shows held at the end of the year. And then we also have music classrooms on the first floor. So we are a liberal arts college, so you are required to take an art, music, or theater class. There's different options within those that you can find interest in. We're not really focused on you being an artist or a musician. So there are intro classes, and there's also art history and music history classes as well. And then on the second floor of this building is two important offices that are available to you as a student. So student billing and financial planning is available in Francis Hall. So that's where you go if you needed to pay your bill, add money to your account, had questions about your account, problems with your account, if you needed help filling out your FAFSA, if you have problems with your scholarship, questions about your scholarships, your student financial aid packet, stuff like that, you can go in there and meet with the counselors in that office. And then the registrar is also an office in this building, and that's where you go if you wanted to change your major, add a minor, drop a class, add a class. If you need help transferring credits from high school, credits from your community college, stuff like that, you go in there and speak with them. All of that is available to access online as well, but if you wanted to meet with an actual person, you can go in there and meet with someone right away, so it's nice and convenient. And then also on the second floor of Francis Hall is the original chapel. So that's where you go if you wanted to pray and reflect on your own if you would like. We don't use it for mass anymore because it is kind of small. But like I said, that's what I've seen people doing in there is praying and reflecting on their own. We are a Catholic Franciscan university, so you are required to take a philosophy and theology intro class, and then 2 more after that if you're choosing. Not a huge deal, they're just intro classes. Trust me, I was in your shoes once and I was terrified to take those, but they're really not that bad. And then after your intro classes, you'll take ones that'll interest you more and maybe even relate to your major more. So that's how that works. And then when you leave this building, you would see this next building. It's called Campus Commons. So this building is actually open 24/7. You do have to use your ID to get in after 10 p.m. for safety reasons, but if you have your ID, you can go in there whenever. On the first floor in this building is an office called Mission and Ministry. So that's where they deal with different mission trips, like we have alternative breaks. So that's a trip over your winter, spring, or summer break. And on this trip, you do different service opportunities. So here at Alvernia, you do have to complete 40 hours of community service before you graduate. Sounds like a lot, it's really not. I'll talk about another office later that helps you complete those. But on these alternative breaks, you complete the 40 hours in the 1 week that you're away. And you also meet new people and you go to some cool place over one of your breaks. So some of the places they go are right here in Reading, Philly, Camden, New Jersey, Tennessee, Dominican Republic, Cuba, Arizona, Colorado. And like I said, there's different themes based on service at each location. And like I said earlier, we are a Catholic university, but you don't have to be Catholic to go here. About 50% of our students are Catholic, but there's no pressure or force. You can get involved if you want to, but you definitely don't have to. And we also hold a lot of different interfaith-based activities and events all throughout the school year, all around campus. So that's also something you can get involved in. And then also on the first floor of this building is the entrance to our fitness center. So it is free for students, and also as an alumni you can use it. So on the first floor are all these different machines. In the back there's a weight room, and then upstairs there's different cardio machines and also a dance room. As long as there's no dance team practice going on, you're welcome to use that room for different workouts or whatever you want to do in there. There's different classes offered in there throughout the week that are free for students. So Zumba, CrossFit, butts and guts, yoga. You can get your friends together, go to a class throughout the week. And then also on the first floor of Campus Commons is Campus Commons living room. So this other bottom corner picture with the people on the couches, it's a huge space that is multi-use. So I've seen people study in there, I've seen people hang out in there, I've seen people nap in there. So it's really whatever you want to do. If you join a club, I have club meetings in there. If you're on a sports team, I have team meetings in there. We have a bunch of different activities held in there throughout the school year, so it's definitely a cool room on campus. And then as you go up onto the second floor, there is a computer lab and printers. So like I said, this building is open 24/7, so you can use the computers and printers up there whenever you want. And then also on the second floor is student activities. So that's where you go to sign up for the free trips and the low expense paid trips that we have on campus. So these are just some examples of what we've had in the past. So there's trips for kayaking. We celebrated National Coming Out Day. There's an allied meeting. So this is also where you look at the different clubs that we have on campus. So we have a club for every single major. And then there's also different like hobbies clubs. So ELC, this trip down here for kayaking, ELC is actually a club called Expeditionary Leadership Club, and they do a lot of outdoor adventures and stuff like that if you're interested in that. And like I said, whatever your major is, you can join that club. We have a fishing club, we have a knitting club. If you want to start a new club, you can definitely do that as well. So definitely a bunch of different options. And then the next building is our Physical Education Center, or our gym. So this is what the outside of it looks like. And then once you walk in, you would see this. So this is our court. This is where our basketball games and volleyball games, are played throughout the semester. And you can also use the court as long as there's no practice or game going on. If you want to shoot around with your friends or play volleyball or something, you can definitely do that. And then also in the Physical Education Center is one of 4 dining options on campus. So it's called Courtside Cafe. So as a freshman, you get 2 options for meal plans. There's a 14 meal a week meal plan, which is 2 meals every single day, and then you get 250 bonus dollars that you can spend at Courtside and 2 other places on campus. And then there's a 19 meal a week meal plan, which is like the all you can eat meal plan. It's 3 meals for each day during the week and 2 meals for each day on the weekend. And you get 100 bonus dollars with that. So it's really based on preference. They cost the same. You can also review those on our website under tuition as well. But I chose the 14 meal a week because I didn't wake up early enough for breakfast and I got more money to spend at Courtside. So like I said, you can do whatever you want, but that's what I did. But Courtside's kind of like a quick grab and go place, kind of like a Wawa or Sheetz. There's sandwiches, wraps, salads, drinks in the back. You can grab and go, take to class. There's chips, there's candy, ice cream, snacks, and then you can also order hot food. So chicken fingers, mac and cheese bites, fries, salads, wrap sandwiches, you can order. They'll make it for you. You can either eat it here at the different tables, high tops, booths, stuff like that, or you can take it to go. And then in between Campus Commons and the Physical Education Center is our turf field. So this is where people practice and play their games. As long as there's no practice or game going on, you're welcome to use the turf and the track for different workouts or whatever you want to do down there. The press box and the stadium seats are actually pretty new. We used to just have a grassy hill there, so it's nice we have actual seating now. They were built within the past 3 or 4 years, so that's really nice. And then we've also added a bunch of different sports teams to our school. So football's pretty new, equestrian, women's ice hockey, wrestling, and this year we're adding esports as well, which is pretty awesome. And we're also adding women's wrestling. And then moving on to freshman residence halls. So the first one I'll be discussing is Veronica Hall. So this is the more traditional style because you have one roommate and a community bathroom. So this top picture where the girls are on the bed, you can kind of see how the room is set up. It's in a Z shape, so you get one side, your roommate gets the other. It's really nice because you do get more privacy, you get your own space. I lived in here my freshman year and I really liked it. You can rearrange the room obviously however you want. You get a bed, dresser, desk, and a wardrobe. The beds do rise up and they do lower. Some people put stuff under their beds. You can bring a mini fridge and a microwave. You can either rent that from the school or you can bring your own. It's really up to you and your roommate, whatever you guys decide. And then there's air conditioning and heat in every single residence hall on campus, and you can control it on your own. So whatever you and your roommate decide to set the room at, you can set it at that. You can bring a TV, there's cable hookups. The community bathrooms in the hallway are 2 stalls, 2 showers, and 3 sinks. Honestly, that was the scariest part coming to college, and having gone through it, I am telling you, it is not a huge deal. It's clean for you every single day, so you never have to worry about cleaning it on your own, and it's never dirty. And being 100% honest, I never, ever, ever had to wait for a shower or a stall. It's really nice. Everyone's on their own schedule doing their own thing. So I could get a shower when I wanted to get a shower. So it's not a huge deal having a community bathroom. And this is the only residence hall on campus that has a community bathroom. So not too much to worry about. And then there is a laundry facility in every single residence hall on the first floor usually. And laundry is free all around campus. So you can do your wash as many times as you want. You don't have to pay for it, which is really nice. And then the next freshman residence hall is called Clare Hall. So this is a suite style. It has 4 or 5 people to a room, 2 on one side, 3 in the other, and then in the middle you share a common bathroom. So it's kind of in a U shape, if that gives you a better visual. But this is obviously just one side, so it's 2-person side. You get a bed, dresser, desk, and a closet in here. You have air conditioning and heat in here as well. You can bring a mini fridge and a microwave in here as well. And everyone in your room will be the same gender, so all girls or all boys, since you do have that bathroom in your room. But you could have a boys' room across the hall, girls' room across the hall, since your bathroom is in your room. So every residence hall on campus is co-ed. Veronica Hall, the last building I just talked about, is the only one it's separated, so it's by hallway, since there is a community bathroom, so it's all girls' hallways and all boys' hallways, so that's kind of how that works. And then the next building is our library. So this bottom corner picture is what the outside of the library looks like, and then the other pictures are of the first floor in the library. So our library is actually open 24/7 now, which is really nice. That's a new change this year. So it's nice that we can go to the library whenever. And public safety is now in the library as well. So they're open 24/7 if you would ever need them for anything. I've never felt unsafe on campus, but you can call them if you would like an escort to your car or to your dorm building. The campus is really well lit, so I've never felt the need to do that, but they can also give you a ride to and from the freshman parking lot. Parking is free. You can bring your car. It's free all around campus, but freshmen do have to park off campus for the first year. But like I said, public safety can give you a ride to and from there. There's also a shuttle service all throughout the week as well that you can get to and from the freshman parking lot. But public safety also has lost and found, parking passes, and they do ID pictures. On the first floor in the library is the top 3 pictures here. It's a talk floor. It's more for group work. So you can see different tables that you can sit at with your group and spread out, or you can sit at them alone if you want to spread out and work on something. The corner picture is of a study box. So there's different study boxes on the first floor that you can check out from the front desk. It's a really nice space to go if you need like a secluded area, if you're working on a group project. You can put your PowerPoint or video up on the main monitor in there, and everyone in your group can see what's going on. There's computers scattered all around the library if you would need to print, or if you didn't want to bring your laptop to the library, if you wanted a second screen to study off of. There's computers, like I said, scattered all throughout. Printing is kind of confusing. It's free but not free. You get $60 already automatically loaded onto your card, and it's 5 cents a print. So it's 1,200 pages for the whole year, which is really a lot of printing. If you run out of that, you would have to pay, but I think it's really rare for people to run out of it. But that's kind of how that works. There's 3 printers in the library. There's a printer in Campus Commons, like I mentioned earlier, and there's a printer in Veronica Hall, the one freshman dorm, and also another printer in both academic buildings. So there's printers scattered all around campus if you would need to print. And then the second floor in the library is a quiet floor. So it's a really nice place to go if you need peace and quiet to study. There's individual study boxes up there, individual tables you can sit at. Also, all of our books are upstairs, so if you needed to do different research for a class, you can look through the different sections for a book you may want to use. And then our mail room, that bottom middle picture, is also located upstairs. So if you were to get a package sent to you on campus, you would just have to go to the library on the second floor to retrieve that package. And then the next building is our opaque science center. So this is where your science labs would be. No matter what your major is at Alvernia, you do have to take one science class while you're here. Not a huge deal if you're not really a sciencey person. There's other options like basic biology courses that were similar to high school that you can take. But then these are what the insides of the labs look like. So it's biology downstairs, chemistry upstairs. All the lab rooms are basically set up the same way. These are all past students and what they've done for experiments and research. We do have open lab times for the lab rooms, which is really nice. So the day before you have a test, your professor will schedule different blocks of when the lab rooms will be open, so you can go whenever you can and practice on the different modules, practice the different experiments that would be on your test for the next day. Your professor is also in there to answer any extra questions you may have, so it's super helpful that they hold those, and your professor is usually super flexible with that as well, so that's really nice. And then the next building attached to Opaque Science Center is Bernadine Hall. So this is the other academic building on campus that you could have class in. There's a bunch of different classrooms in here, and there's also our lecture hall. So this lecture hall holds about 175 people. If you were to have a class in here, it would never, ever, ever, ever fill up this whole thing. The classes I've had in there are And usually with your lecture hall classes, you will have a lab paired with them. So if you're in the lecture hall with 50 to 60 people, you're going to be in the lab room with around 20 to 24 people, and you're usually only working with your lab group. So that's kind of how that works. We do also have bingo held in here, which is really fun. It's usually once a month, and the prizes are free. We have different themes for each one. So that's another fun thing to do on campus. And then in the bottom corner is what a typical classroom looks like. All of our classes that aren't in the lecture hall will cap off at 25 to 30 students. So it's really nice that we do have smaller class sizes here, because you really do form a bond with your professor. They get to know you, you get to know them, and you're not just a number here. They will know you. If you email them, they're going to know who you are and be able to answer your question accurately. And also you get to know your classmates as well in the smaller class sizes. And it's also just a more focused environment, I would say, as well in the smaller class sizes. And then this other bottom middle picture is of a cafe on campus. So it's called Kestrel Cafe. It's another place you can use your bonus dollars. It's open breakfast and lunch. And we actually just added a Starbucks to that cafe this year. So that's brand new and that's really exciting. You can use your bonus dollars for Starbucks. I'm pretty sure all the students are using that this year and running out of bonus dollars really quick. But they have different options for breakfast, like breakfast sandwiches, donuts, stuff like that. And then for lunch, they have like soup, salads, pizza, that they can make for you, and you can either eat it here in the lounge or take it to go. A lot of our commuters will hang out in this lounge because their parking lot is right across the street. If you're not a commuter, you're welcome to hang out here in between classes or study or eat as well. This hallway in Bernadine is an important hallway. It has a bunch of different offices available to students. So the first office is the Academic Success Center or the Tutoring Center. So this top corner picture with the tables and chairs, so what the inside of it looks like. So if you're struggling in a certain class, need help with something, you can go in there and make an appointment to meet with one of our tutors. It is a student tutor and they already took that class that you are struggling in and they got an A in it. So they know what's going on, they did well in it. They can help you with study tips, like what to study, how to study. They can help you with specific things in that class, really whatever you need help with. You can also bring your papers in there as well if you want someone to read over it and review it. I've done that and that's super helpful. They've fixed grammar, clarity, organization, wording, stuff like that, and made my paper look better. And then the next office in this hallway is called the Holleran Center. So that is where they handle all the community service that the students do on campus. So like I mentioned earlier, you do have to complete 40 hours before you graduate. Sounds like a lot, it's really not. The Holleran Center sends out an email almost every single week about different community service opportunities that week, that month, on campus, off campus, during the week, on the weekends, whole bunch of different places you can go to. This top corner picture of the potato picking is one of the service opportunities I actually partook in, and we picked potatoes all day. We actually got to eat fresh French fries made from some of the potatoes we picked, and then we donated the rest to local food banks, so that was pretty cool. You can go to nursing homes, you can tutor elementary school kids after school. I've walked dogs before, cleaned up parks, so like I said, a bunch of different opportunities for service. And then the next office is career development. So in there, they do mock interviews, they fix resumes, they hold career fairs, they can help you with job searches, anything like that, you can go in there and meet with them. What's also nice is you can use that office as an alumni as well. So if you wanted to go on a mock interview or have someone look over your resume before you go on potential job interviews, then you can definitely do that. And then another office in this hallway is the Veterans Center. So it's an office just for our veterans studying on campus to go and get support through their studies. Kind of just a nice place for them to hang out. And then they also hold different civic events throughout the school year. So we have a big event for Veterans Day, and they also help students register to vote, and they advocate for student voting and polls and stuff like that. So that's pretty interesting. And then last office in this hallway is the study abroad office. So these bottom two corner pictures are actually from my study abroad experience. I studied abroad in London, summer 2019, and I took psychology courses while I was there. So I always recommend studying abroad to everyone. There's different options you can go over the semester or over the summer. There's different weeks available, different classes you can take, different excursions you can go on. So highly recommend that. And then the next building is our student center. So this is where our main cafeteria is, our bookstore, and then upstairs is the admissions office. So our main cafeteria just redid their whole patio outside. So this has new seating options for eating, and there's new grills and fireplaces out there as well. So this is brand new this year, which is really exciting. And then we also redid the inside of the cafeteria as well. There's all brand new seating and new stations in the main cafeteria. So this is where you'd use your meal swipe. It is buffet style, so once you swipe in, you can go in and out as many times as you want. There's different variety of food in there. There's salad station, sandwich making station, pizza, pasta every day. There's desserts, there's a gluten-free bar. There's different entrees and sides offered every single day as well. So definitely a lot of different variety in there. And then also on the first floor is our bookstore. So this top corner picture is what the inside of it looks like. That's where you get campus apparel. And then there's school supplies, and of course in the back there's textbooks. We do price match now for textbooks, which is super nice. So if you find a cheaper option on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, they will match that, so you can get your textbook for a lower price. And then upstairs in the student center is the admissions office. So if you were to come to campus for a campus tour, this is where you'd meet your admissions counselor then. And then this is our newest building on campus. It's called the Plex. It was built and finished last summer. So this is for healthcare science, mainly physical therapy and our athletic training programs. And then there's also new athletic courts and an indoor track as well. So this is what the inside of it looks like. When you first walk in, you walk into this cafe called Freshens. This is another place on campus you can use your bonus dollars to eat. And they have a lot of different healthier options, a smoothie bar as well, which is really exciting. And then there's 4 different basketball courts, an indoor track, and it's a really nice space for our athletes to use in the colder winter months. They can come here and practice inside. If you're not an athlete, you're also welcome to come down here and shoot around or run on the track or work out. There's also different weight rooms down here as well. Oops, sorry. And then, like I mentioned, there is the physical therapy and athletic training programs that did get moved down to the Plex. So those majors have a lot of their classes down here. If you're a healthcare major, you might also have some classes down here. There's different classrooms, and there's a new lecture hall as well. Everything's brand new, which is really nice. And then the last topic I would like to discuss is the Reading College Town. So this is our newest addition to campus, and it's located in downtown Reading. So it is going to house our new engineering program, as well as a reimagined communication and business program. So this is in the works right now, so these are just the tentative plans. We're going to have a business incubator for real-world learning experiences. There's going to be a trading space for business majors. Our student-run newspaper and magazine will have their own space down here to develop that more. There's going to be a media production studio for communication majors, and there's also going to be a living learning space for residents down there as well. So it's super exciting, in the works right now. So that will be coming soon. And that is the end of our campus tour. If you have any questions, please contact our admissions office. Their phone number is 610-796-8269, or you can email them at admissions@alvernia.edu. Thank you for joining me today. Have a great one.